Good morning. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Yesterday, I read some of the chapter on autosuggestion in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And autosuggestion is simply suggesting to yourself over and over and over, getting emotionally charged with a goal, with an idea of something that you truly desire. Having an idea in your conscious mind of something that you really, really want, and taking the time to sit still, to relax your body, to get into the state of being what it is that you desire to be, using your imagination. And your imagination needs to be exercised. If you're to bring in 10 times the income that you're currently receiving, or knowing what it's like to be loved and cherished in your relationships, having purposeful work, doing something that matters to you that changes the world. That takes time to think. It doesn't come from working harder, pushing and forcing. It doesn't come from manipulating or strong competition. It comes from getting quiet and thinking of the end result, getting quiet and at ease, feeling well-being, and getting into a creative space, and then allowing ideas to flow to you. And ideas do flow. They're around you all the time in the invisible ether, and they are flowing. That's why sometimes a person will say, "Oh, I had this wonderful idea to do something, and that guy stole my idea." No, the idea was there. The other person was just in alignment, relaxed, at ease, and took action on the idea. So if there's something that you truly desire, you don't get there from the current state of being and conscious mind and subconscious programming. You must believe that it's possible. You must get into a feeling of well-being and attract to you the resources, the circumstances, situations, people, money, everything that is in alignment with what you truly desire. And then the last step is the physical manifestation, the becoming real of what you hold in your imagination. We think in pictures, and your mind is movement. Whatever you see in your mind, you can hold in your hand. Imagination needs to be exercised. Take some time to imagine what it's like to hold in your hand what it is that you truly desire. In Think and Grow Rich, Chapter 2, Napoleon Hill talks about desire as being the starting point of all achievement. He says it is the first step toward riches. Now, in the book Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill interviewed 500 of the world's wealthiest people in the 1930s, I believe, or he spent 50 years interviewing people. He spent, well, maybe not 50. He spent basically a lifetime interviewing people to find out how they attained their success. And success is different for everyone. Now, in Think and Grow Rich, he talks about becoming financially wealthy, but I believe that we can have wealth in every area of our life. It wouldn't be a life worth living to just have money and not have time to enjoy it and people to share it with. Some of the most miserable people in the world are the ones who are wealthiest and don't have love. So it is, what do you feel is success for you? What do you want? To be richly blessed in money, but also in health and in relationships and in knowing that you're making a difference in the world. A deep desire, a definite goal. What does your life look like when you know what you really, really, really want? You can place all your energy, all your willpower, all your effort, everything towards attaining your goal of love and health and financial wealth and fun experiences, purposeful work, whatever it is. But you have to have a definite desire. Get clear in your mind what that means for you. Some people want to live on an acreage. Some people want to live in a penthouse suite. What matters to you? If you desire something more than anything, you can stand by your desire until it becomes like a dominating obsession in your life. And then, as you work towards it, everything falls into place and it becomes a fact. Napoleon Hill says, every human being who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money wishes for it. Wishing will not bring riches, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and backing those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. And he gives us a method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent. And it consists of 6 definite practical steps. Well, I know that for me, money is not the goal, but it is a tool. What can earning more money do for you and for others? Your imagination needs to be exercised. You have to think about, what would you do if you won the $70 million lottery? How would you serve others? Thinking about money as energy, there is only one source. There's only one source of energy in this universe. And money must circulate the same as water and blood. In order for it to do any good, it must circulate. In a program that I teach, designed by Bob Proctor and Sandy Gallagher, called Thinking into Results, they talk about money needing to be in circulation and that it only comes from one source. It doesn't come from your employer. It doesn't come from your investments. It comes through your investments. It comes through your employer. It comes through your bank, but it comes from one source of supply. You have to tune yourself into that great source of all supply in order to feel wealthy, in order to believe that it's possible. If you understand universal law, that gratitude hooks you up to God, to universal mind, to your highest thinking mind. And like attracts like. You attract what you believe you deserve. Some people are actually repelling money because they're not comfortable with it. They think it's filthy. They think it makes people greedy. If you think that money is meant for other people but not for you, the universe says your wish is my command, and it will keep money away from you. You have to be comfortable with wealth. You have to feel deserving of wealth. You have to be able to receive without guilt. If you grew up thinking that you're not worthy of wealth, or that money is evil and people who have money are greedy, then you would never become wealthy, because that goes against your integrity, that goes against everything you stand for. But money is actually a magnifier. If you're a good, generous person, imagine how much more good you could do for your church, for your family, for less fortunate people, for people who don't believe that wealth is possible for them. Bob Proctor would say, you must willingly give and graciously receive. And the way to hook up to source energy is with gratitude, to be grateful for the abundance that is already in your life. Look around in nature and see the abundance. If you see wealthy people enjoying their money, be grateful, be happy for them. Gratitude multiplies wealth. It's the signal of abundance. And we get what we expect. Expectation is a magnetic force. Expectancy invokes the law of attraction. So we don't hope or wish to have more money. We expect that it's going to show up. And you might say, I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. Bob Proctor is famous for that quote. That's his affirmation. I am so happy and grateful now that money comes to me in increasing quantities through multiple sources on a continuous basis. He taught me to imagine that, to visualize it, to feel what it would be like in order to live with whatever amount of money. What amount of money would you be comfortable with? What amount of money would be 10 times that amount? Could you visualize what you would do if you had that kind of wealth? How much more could you buy for your loved ones? How much more could you invest? How much bigger a legacy could you leave? Would you build food banks, churches, schools? Would you give endowments, bursaries, scholarships? Would they name a hospital after you? What would you do with that kind of wealth? And maybe that scares you. But I have a mentor who asked me these three questions. Where does money currently come from? If we believe that there is one source And if you have read the Bible, you understand there is a passage in the Bible that God wants you to develop your talents. There is the parable of the talents, and if you bury your talent, it's not going to do any good. What can you do for the world that will make the world better? It takes money to build homes for the homeless. It takes money to invest in better medical care. It takes money to design better education systems. So money comes through people, through the government, through your employer, but it comes from one source of supply. You must feel grateful for what you already have and expecting that you're worthy to receive more. So the second question is, where am I blocking the flow? Now, if you're focusing on bringing more love into your life, you might ask this question about love instead of money. Where am I blocking flow? Am I feeling jealous, resentful, guilty? I know something that comes up for people that live a pretty good lifestyle. They might feel guilty for having more than their neighbors. Well, I say the more you have, the more you can bless your neighbors, the more you can do for other people. But if you're feeling resentful or jealous or feeling forced and pushed and having a paradigm of you have to work hard for the money, that might be a block from just allowing wealth to flow into your life. The number 3 question is, how could I open new channels? What could you do differently? How could you serve more people? If you did something differently, how would that allow more wealth or perhaps more love to come into your life? So you might want to start by writing your goal. I am so happy and grateful. You could use Bob Proctor's affirmation, but it has to touch you to the core. You have to, for me, it has to be all over body shivers, and then I know that's the right affirmation. That's the one that resonates, that touches a chord, that allows me to get into that state of creation, that being what it would be like. I am so happy and grateful now that. Write down your goal. What would make you feel happy, peaceful, joyful, well-being, wealthy, whatever it is that you want to create, and really feel what that would feel like. Your subconscious mind speaks the emotion, speaks emotional language, speaks the language of emotions. So when you can get emotionally involved in what it is you desire, that's when ideas flow to you and you start to take action on them, and then it shows up in your reality. So in the desire chapter in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. He says the method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. Step number 1 is first, fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. It is not sufficient merely to say, I want plenty of money. Be definite as to the amount. There is a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in a subsequent chapter. I remember seeing Bob Proctor in a seminar, and he asked someone what they wanted, and the fellow said, I want more money. Bob Proctor handed him a $1 bill. There, you have more money. Some people make millions of dollars every month. We are here to create a better world for ourselves and everyone we come in contact with. And in this time and space, money is a method to do that. It's just a medium of exchange. What resonates with you? $1 million a month? Billions of dollars? $50,000 a year? $50,000 a day? Write down the amount of money that would make you feel that you could do whatever you want to do, buy whatever you want to buy, have the time and money freedom to enjoy that wealth and love and well-being. The second step by which riches can be transmuted into financial equivalent is determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. You will have to work, but it could be something that you love doing. We should work for a purpose, enjoyment. Love what you do, and the money will follow. People who are grinding it out every day and complaining about working hard to exhaustion, that's not living. That's barely surviving. That's just existing. Don't let money decide how you will live. Decide how much you want, and then go ahead and earn it. Remember, gratitude multiplies wealth. It is a signal of abundance. So you want to get into a feeling of gratitude and expectancy. Expect that wealth is going to show up. Don't hope or wish. Money magnifies the good that you can do. And don't think of it as being selfish. Think of it as letting go of guilt and providing a greater impact as you increase your wealth. The more money you earn, the more people you can help. You can be a bigger force for good. And stop trading your time for money. Napoleon Hill gives us a third step as establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. That gives a sense of urgency, that you're working towards something, that it's real, there's a goal, that there's a definite period of time. Otherwise, you might get into the, yeah, I'll do it later, or someday, yeah, maybe when all the bills are paid, I could look at that. You have to have a definite amount, what you're going to do to receive it, and when this is going to happen. You might put the date the last day of the year, or maybe 90 days from now. The fourth step is to create a definite plan for carrying out your desire and begin at once whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action. Now, step 5 sounds the same thing, but it is write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the date, the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money, and describe clearly the plans through which you intend to accumulate it. So now you've got it written down. You're in a feeling of creation. You're at ease, and ideas can flow to you. Now read the 6th step toward riches being transmuted into equivalent financial, physical wealth is to read your statement out loud twice a day, once just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Napoleon Hill says it is important you follow these instructions described in these 6 steps. It is important, especially important, that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph. Read your written statement aloud. What is that statement? I am so happy and grateful now that I've earned X number of dollars by October 31st, 2025. And what are you going to do with it? Feel the impact of your wealth. Feel the ease. What would you be doing? How would you be dressing? Who would you be helping? How would you be celebrating? How proud are your loved ones? Read your written statement aloud twice a day, just before retiring at night and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money. Napoleon Hill says, only those who become money conscious ever accumulate great riches. Money consciousness means that the mind has become so thoroughly saturated with the desire for money that one can see oneself already in possession of it. So you can work yourself into a white heat of desire for what you're going to do. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind. Bob Proctor taught me to carry around a little gold card and look at it multiple times in the day. When you put your hand in your pocket, you can feel it, and that sends images flashing into your mind. It keeps you on track. How are you going to help more people? You create your own economy. God is unlimited. God is working through you. Decide what you want. Decide how you're going to help the world, what it's going to do to impact your life, and get on with the work. Create a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me in this morning mindfulness practice. Think about how wonderful life is now that you are healthy, wealthy, happy, and in love. Whatever success means to you, that's my wish for you. Create that, and I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. I will see you back here Monday morning at 7. Enjoy your weekend. Thank you.